So I saw The Hobbit yesterday, the movie, and it was entertaining. There were a lot of gold references, precious metal references. The movie did deviate from the book more than I hoped. I had high expectations for The Hobbit. Not saying it's a bad movie, but I was hoping for more. Had high expectations, which shouldn't have been so high. But the coolest thing about the movie was after the movie, when I was leaving, someone said, "Silver Futurist!" Someone in a theater recognized me. And that was pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, so before I get into my main topic, I'm going to give you some quick silver. Charles Fuchs was talking about the Mexican silver. When he was in Mexico, I've got some Mexican silver here. I see it says Mexico 925. In North America, pretty much sterling is 92.5% silver. In Europe, there's a lot of 80% silver. There's, so what percent of sterling can be different depending on where you are. So here's some Mexican silver. And yesterday I did do some, when I cleaned my sterling, look how dirty this cloth got from this. And it's not even fully clean. So this is just be wary that when you clean sterling, you can make it a mess. And then finally, for silver, I'm going to show you how the reeded edges on my maples and eagles, even though this is a beat up maple, I put it in my pocket a lot. It's scratched, tarnished, not tarnished, you know what I'm saying, right? The reeded edges are still pretty sharp. I do have a generic round that I put in my pocket a lot, and the reeded edges, look how smooth it's getting, you see? See how it's smooth? This side is more reeded, but I think maybe because the reeding wasn't done as well here as here, because silver is a soft metal. I mean, look here's look how soft this is, right? It's pretty soft stuff. So the main point of this video is about the great Adsense hoax machine that gets run on YouTube and the internet. When people can make money simply by getting more views on what they produce, it creates a huge incentive to create more views. And that doesn't mean it's all lies. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that people tend to respond to incentives. So this happens, all across the internet. And there's one topic about the ancient Sumerians in Nibiru that gets a lot of views on YouTube, right? Who's ever running these videos, they're getting some serious fiat in their pocket for doing these videos, like on the theories about the Nibiru, aliens, and whatnot. So I'm watching the Science Channel, and the guy is saying that the ancient Sumerians were actually bad at astronomy. They didn't even know that planets rotate around stars. So when it comes to theories about planets, the cosmos, or whatnot, if an ancient civilization doesn't even know that planets orbit around stars, I would not put too much weight in interpretations regarding their myths, right? Because, there are ancient civilizations that have really good astronomy and really good math. And the myths on those civilizations, I would say maybe the myth is that they're trying to encapsulate some kind of event that happened, like with astronomy or whatnot. They're trying to encapsulate it in their mythology. However, when the ancient Sumerians don't even know that planets rotate around stars, maybe what they're trying to encapsulate has nothing to do with things that are in the cosmos, right? I'm just throwing that out there because I'm not an expert on the Sumerians or astronomy, and for the scientist, there is a bit of, I wasn't able to go way deep into what he was saying, but I'm just saying that if what this guy says is true, the Sumerians didn't even know that planets rotate around stars, I would say take a huge grain of salt with anything you hear about the Sumerians and theories about aliens and whatnot, because if aliens did come down and talk to the Sumerians, I think that the aliens would tell the Sumerians that, yeah, planets rotate around stars. You'd think that, right? Okay, so here's the next thing you hear about. You hear about a lot of World War III biblical prophecies, who's involved and whatnot. And there's things like the late great planet Earth, a book from the 70s, and there's other things that talk about Gog and Magog, and how Iran is one of those two, about Gog and Magog. And they'll say Russia and Iran because, the Gog and Magog was, that was around kind of northern Iran, southern Russia, whatnot. Well, here's the thing about the Bible in Iran, is the Iranians are ethnic Persians descended from the Persian Empire, right? the huge part of that part of Iran is the ancient Persia. Basically, it's Persia is Iran, Iran is Persia. What happened was the British Empire carved up the Middle East. The boundaries did not represent the historic ethnic boundaries in the Middle East. Like with Iraq, right? There's like 3 ethnic groups. It was almost like intentional, where the British Empire wanted to keep constant civil war in some of these countries by doing boundaries that are among different ethnic groups. Like, for example, if someone came in and decided to take North America and make new countries, and they had a Mexico and Texas, chunks of those were the same country, there'd be a lot of conflict, right? Because of 2 different nations having borders changing, whatnot. Well, that was happening there. So really, if the Bible wanted to refer to the Iranians, they would call them the Persians, because they did in the Bible. They called the Iranians the Persians. So trying to say that Gog or Magog is Iran, I think is really false, because Persia is pretty much Iran. Okay. So finally, I'm going to get to silver, right? There's a lot of things in silver you hear. Now, AdSense is a powerful thing. I mean, 10,000 views a video if you do several a week. That's some serious fiat in your pocket. If you don't know how AdSense works, if you can hit 10,000 views a video and put out 7 videos a week, that's a lot. That's a good living. In fact, that's more money than most people make who watch these videos, right? The people making the videos are making more money off the videos than most people who watch the videos make in their daytime job. And do you think that the people who are making videos are spending 40 hours a week on their videos if they're making a few videos a week? Some could be doing all kinds of slick graphics and whatnot. But I tell you, my channel, I do 1 film, 1 edit, usually no editing. Maybe I'll film it twice. So for me, it takes very little time to make a video. So I can't speak for others, but I can say if you want to have a channel, you can do it with very minimal time, depending on your goal. So there are some things I hear, like someone had talked about, you hear about the silver manipulation. And there are some true components, but you really want to talk to someone who trades commodities for a living in all markets, including silver, grain, currency, all that. Because when you see things about this huge shorting done on this day in silver, or you see the whole year's worth of silver supply being traded in that one day, look at other commodities. Look at stuff like wheat and oil. You'll see days in the last few years where you have an incredible amount of wheat or corn traded in that one day that doesn't seem to make any sense. Well, is it all manipulation? So you have to really talk to people who know this market intimately, who don't have a bias towards AdSense views, or who aren't selling you bullion. Someone who you really have to look into this, because some things that don't make sense, like why is so much silver being traded on one day? It must be manipulation. Well, there are commodities traders who trade across all commodities who tell you, that's us, we're in there. And don't trust me. Try and find out people who are experts in commodities who don't have an vested interest in silver and get their opinion, because you might hear a different opinion than those in the silver community. And I'm not telling you who's right and wrong. I'm saying seek out experts across different things, because you notice in these silver channels, it's the same few people. They keep always referring to the same few people. Yet in the commodities industries, it's huge, and there's just tons and tons of experts who we don't hear about on these silver channels. We just don't hear them. Now, there are reasons for having silver. Just make sure if you have silver that you're doing the right reasons and you have the right thing. For example, you anticipate there's going to be some use of silver that people don't really realize yet. That would be a very bullish thing if you think if you have some knowledge like that. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll end you with the gratuitous silver shot.